Hello, everyone. Today is Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. Update for Thursday, the 14th. All right, let's go. We know setups going into tomorrow with the market banging out new highs, and especially with that Rusty finally kicking it into gear. We're not going to see any setups until we see a little bit of a rolling correction, or obviously if issues correct on their own. But get ready again for a new wave. SLDP came within 2 cents of the IPT. Please do not split hairs when that occurs. Unfortunately, it's backed off a little bit in after hours trading. But speaking of after hours trading, as I said in the Facebook group tonight, you might want to put in a limit order to try to get you out of half of those shares. I think it's a bit of a gift horse when you when you have such a quick run like that one. We'll talk about the rest of these in just 1 second. Again, there's not much in the Landry list, but they will be soon. But if you don't have exposure to gold, take a look at this GROY as a TKO. I still like that one. Let's take a look at the portfolio. I don't know what's wrong with my mouth tonight, and then we'll take a look at the overall market and drill down a little bit. ABCL, not a bad day there, off its best levels, but a decent day nonetheless. Good to see it coming back in here. KGC started strong but finished weak, but still looks pretty good. Obviously, longer term. Kato's also opening gap reversal there, came in a little bit, but well off its best levels, worst levels, you meant to say. 1 cup of coffee tomorrow. I actually didn't have any. Maybe that's the problem. Here's this SLDP. You can see it's down a little in after hours trading, but it's just a smidge off of that IPT. So again, you might want to consider an after hours order on that. TFP, I'm coming in a little bit, but that's okay. Gold's kind of extended in here. Could use a little bit of a breather. Now this TGen is a bit of a bummer. It's like I almost hate to see him go this far this fast. I like to see him kind of take the time and go up. Yeah, it's exciting when they go straight up, but it's often not sustainable. Now, I did kind of think about selling options, call options a little bit to try to take some partial profits possibly, or at least mitigate a possible reversal like we saw. But I kind of hate to complicate things too much. If that's something that you do or did, let me know. Maybe we can all learn about that. But I didn't want to make things too complex. Let's take a look at the overall market now and drill down. First of all, S&P 500, not going to argue with all-time highs. Yeah, it didn't set the world on fire. They did chop around quite a bit, but they managed to close at all-time high. So far, so good there. Take a look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ Composite ended up a smidge, but that's enough to keep it at all-time highs, too. So, again, as a trend guy, I'm not going to argue with that. Rusty 2000, bam, look at that, up 2%. Finally getting the memo. It plowed through this overhead supply like butter. Still's a little ways to go to get to all-time highs, but hey, one day at a time, and at 2%, it's not going to take too long. Bitcoin, bam, winning. Cash market is, at least when I checked a few minutes ago, is at 122 and change. I think 122.8. So that's looking pretty darn good. As I've been saying recently, Ethereum has finally begun to catch up, and it's really beginning to take off. So we could see possible setups here on pullbacks. I trade the cash market, as you know, but I'll certainly point them out in these ETFs if you want to go after something there. Gold, the commodity, up a little bit, stuck in the middle of a range, but longer term still looks good. Still looks like it's just kind of consolidating in here. Gold stocks tried to rally, came back in a little bit. Like I said, they might need a little bit of a breather, but so far so good. Nice little breakout, or the last breakout, I should say, remains intact there. Broker deal stalling out a little bit, not the end of the world. Still in the uptrend, still above the 30 EMA. I like to see it, obviously, bang out some new highs and not look back. Speaking of new highs, bam, biotech. What a bang-up day there, pushing into this overhead supply like butter. As I would say, quite a bit on an individual issue basis. I have seen quite a few setups there as of late. Infrastructure banging out new highs with a little bit of vigor. Take a look at defense. Stalling out a little in here, shorter term and longer term, but still in a decent uptrend. Maybe just making a new base, the next base before it launches into space, as Ralph Acaparo would say. Take a look at metals and mining. Look at that, brand new high. So that's certainly a good thing. Robo stocks and automation, brand new highs there. Lots and lots of new highs. The more you look, the more you find. In some of these areas that were kind of toppy in here, like financials, have begun to come back. So that's good. Not too far away from brand new highs there. You know me, though. I sure will see them get there and stay there. Retail's one of those areas that are breaking out to brand new highs. So overall, things still look pretty good. Semiconductors, bam, all-time highs. Didn't set the world on fire, but still all-time highs nonetheless. Bonds have been bottoming out in general for quite some time, so they look okay. I wouldn't rush out and buy them, but it is good to see them beginning to bottom out more than continue to bang out new lows. So that's certainly a good thing. I think that's pretty much it for tonight. In general, things continue to improve, and things still look pretty darn good in general too. So continue to look to get long. Obviously, wait for entries and honor your stops. Obviously, there's not a whole lot right now, but it's another one of those get ready situations. Everybody have a fantastic night. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you so much.